I have taken jobs where I was paid less than I thought I should have been paid for. And in the end, I resented it. And even though we would do this for free, if you want to do this as a career, you have to have that business mind. And you, in their eyes and from their standpoint, are the professional. But sometimes we don't even treat ourselves as professional. Hey musicians, I'm Deanna and welcome to the Notable Musician Podcast, your go-to destination where business meets the music. Whether you're a seasoned artist or just starting out, this podcast is your backstage pass to the real business side of being a musician. Here we delve into the secrets they don't teach you in music school or music lessons. Join me as we uncover the behind-the-scenes insights that make notable musicians stand out in the industry. Hello and welcome to the Notable Musician Podcast. My name is Deanna and this is your go-to destination where we blend the art of music with business strategies. And whether you are a seasoned artist or you're just starting out, this is your backstage pass to the real business behind the music. My name is Deanna and I am your host. And today we are talking about having a business mindset. So a lot of times we think our music is something, which it is. It's fun. People enjoy it. To us, it doesn't feel like a job and it doesn't feel like a business. And we may have some people who may think like, well, I'm not supposed to think of my music as a business. It's an art. But if I beg to differ, if you want to make a living or have a side hustle bringing in income from your music, then you need to treat it as a business. I feel like my microphone is too far down and I'm hunching. Okay, hopefully that's better. This is the real deal. So my dog is right outside. If he barks, a kid comes home from school, who knows what's going to show up here. Um, yeah. Anyway, before I go down another road, let's get back to it. Business mindset and thinking of your music as a business. If you, let's say, something happened to the plumbing in your house, right? What would you do? You would call the plumber. They would hopefully answer their phone. You would have a conversation. You would explain what your problem is. And they would say, okay, yes, I believe I can help you with that. And whether they do anything or not, they're going to send you an invoice and they will be paid, right? Then you'll receive a receipt and you'll, possibly move forward with them or not. Sometimes you get an estimate, there are different things that happen in the process. But when it comes to being a musician, we don't think like that. Someone says, oh, yes, I want you to perform for my wedding, maybe like 1 or 2 songs. And you're like, okay, yeah. And they pay you whatever they feel like. Um, if you take yourself out of that and you go into the story that I just told you about the plumber, you're not going to get a plumber that's going to come to your house if you say, okay, I'll pay you this, right? The customer doesn't set the price. It's the plumber who sets the price, the professional. As a musician, you are the professional. Whether you went to music school or not, maybe you're still a student and you're learning. And even if that is the case, you know more than a lot of people do about music. And you, in their eyes and from their standpoint, are the professional. But sometimes we don't even treat ourselves as professionals, and we kind of lower ourselves to, I love doing this, and whatever they pay me will be fine because I would do it for free. And yeah, you probably would do it for free. But if you want to, as I said again, make a living or a career or side money as a musician, then you need to think like a business owner. So changing that mindset, I can't talk. Changing that mindset is important. And when you change your mindset, then the customers that you attract, the clients, I like to say clients, the clients that you attract will be different. Okay. You won't get those people who will call you and say, oh, can you perform at my blah, blah, blah for free for exposure? Or here, can you do this for $30? You don't, those people will not approach you if you set up, first of all, in your mind that you are a professional, you are a business, and there are certain things that you need to do and processes that need to happen in order for the relationship to move forward. But we first have to start with that with ourselves. And you have to know what you are worth. And if you don't know what you're worth, they're going to try to tell you what you're worth. And this has happened to me. I have taken jobs where I was paid less than I thought I should have been paid for. And in the end, I resented it. And if I want to have a career in music, then I want to be happy about what I do, what I produce, and how it helps me to make a living. And if I lower my prices or just accept any price, then my business is not going to be able to run. So, that is the first step, is having the mindset of a business owner. Remembering that you are a professional, that you do know more than they do, the layperson, about music, and that your expertise should be compensated. And only you can determine what that price is. I have people who ask all the time, well, how much should I charge for blah, blah, blah? And my answer is, how much do you think you're worth? And I had a business coach who told me this. She said, how much do you think you should charge for blah, blah, blah? And then I would give the answer. And she's like, double it. And I'm like, what? What? We do not value the expertise that we have. And I did this exercise. Maybe I'll write it down in the show notes. I did this exercise where I had to come up with a value proposition. And a value proposition is basically you explaining the value that you bring to the client and why they should hire you. So I had to write down how long, the amount of experience, blah, 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 the amount of experience that I have as a musician, what my assets are. So I have equipment, as you see here. I have microphone. I have speaker systems. I have cables. You know how it goes. They're all of the things. And at some point, if you are a newer musician, I'll talk to you about how I got started in gigging, and it'll be interesting to you to know that sometimes you just have to be scrappy, but you can make it work. Anyway, so the equipment that I have, the experience that I have, the music that I've purchased, instruments that I have, like the cost of all that, the education that I have, the amount of practice hours that I have, the amount of gigs that I have done, which goes into experience. So when I added all of that up, and I'm telling you, I lowballed it, like lowballed it. It was hundreds of thousands of dollars. And we don't think about all of that, the value, the amount of time, the amount of money that we have poured into ourselves to get to the level that we are at. That is valuable. Okay. I don't know your experience, um, but your experience will be different from mine. So that's why the value that you bring will be different. It doesn't mean it's bad or it's wrong. It's just different. And there are obviously I can't, charge hundreds of thousands of dollars. But when I explain to people I have spent and invested hundreds of thousands of dollars to be the person and musician that I am today, this is the price that you get for that. And when you compare that, they go, "Oh," and they see, like, hundreds of thousands of dollars I poured into this, versus you only spending, like, a couple $1,000 to have me, or a couple of $100 to have me. Like, it really opens their eyes. But that exercise is really great for us as musicians to do, to realize the value that we offer to other people. And even though we would do this for free, if you want to do this as a career, you have to have that business mindset. And so the last thing I'm gonna make this a short one because the last one I talked for like 20 minutes. um, the last thing I'm going to say is that, I talked about doing something for free. And I'm not against like offering my services for free. Um, but here's another thing that I learned from a business coach. She's like, charge what you're worth, right? And then she said, yes, it is okay to do things for free, but you need to evaluate that. So you decide how many free things you are going to do in a year, how many times you're going to offer your services for free. That way, when you have people who are asking you about doing things for free, if you have one, you have filled up all of your free slots, then you can kindly tell them, I do 5 free, whatever you want to call it. The name is escaping me right now, but I do 5 free performances a year, and I'm sorry, all of my slots are full. Okay, that's a way that you can get out of that. 2, if maybe the group or the organization you don't particularly align with, then you can let them know my slots for free performances are full. Um, but if you don't do that, then we'll talk about calculations about profits and all that. I know it's crazy. You're like, a musician talking about profits? What? I will talk about that. Actually, I'll go ahead and slate that for the next episode. Um, we'll talk about the money that you receive and how you can divide that up so that you pay yourself and you're able to pay like the bills associated with your business. That'll just be a really quick one and we'll delve into more a little later. But anyway, so business mindset. So doing things for free is okay. Doing things for a discount can be helpful. Using this as a business tactic. One of the things I did when I first started out was in the beginning, I let them tell me the price because I didn't know. And I had a friend who was, doing this for a living, and I learned about his prices, and I thought like, "Oh, that's so expensive." Like, I'm just starting out. I think like that's too much. Which it obviously wasn't because I was just discounting myself. But that was my mistake. I started out letting them tell me what the price was. I eventually, learned better business practices and set my own prices. But one of the things I did was my initial performance, I would give a discount. That way, if price point was, a little difficult for them because they don't know me, which, we'll also talk about how networking and relationships is so important to business, so important. Um, but excuse me, I would give them a discount so that they could see me, hear me, see, what I can do, and, whether they liked it or not, which most people do like it, um, then they would feel more comfortable paying my full price. Because, another quote business tactic is not that you, lower, their perception of what you can deliver, but you always want to over deliver on what you give. So I over deliver on what I give. So when they hire me and I have given them that discount and then they see what I can do, then they go, "Oh, whoa." So then when I go back and I give them my full price, like they want to pay it because they saw what I could do and I over delivered, then they know that I'm worth it. And a lot of times, like right now, I do a lot of senior living, and they don't always get the best entertainment, which is really sad. And my goal is hopefully to change the view that musicians have about performing in senior living venues. And I purposefully call them senior living venues because they are. Nursing homes are different, and that is, a different venue to perform in. But senior living places, the way that they want their activities, and most of the time their activities directors are called lifestyles directors. They're all different kinds of names for them, but we'll go with lifestyle directors. Um, like they want quality music and quality entertainment because their clients want quality music, quality entertainment. Some of them were performers, some of them were high up in government, some of them were very much involved in the arts industry. I can't even I've met so many people performing in senior living places, like, you wouldn't believe the things that they have done. And, to approach that with the aspect or the view that they won't remember what you have sung, you can sing the same show over and over again, or, you can go in there and practice, it's for practice, like, you don't have to do it well if you make a bunch of mistakes or you're not sure about things. If you want to be successful, then you have to make sure that whoever hires you gets the best and you over deliver. And that's how you will have repeat clients, and that's how you will have wonderful Google reviews. We'll talk about that too. Um, but yes, so having that business mindset, knowing that you are worth it, you have to choose what you are worth. Don't let the client choose that for you. Okay. You can negotiate, you can negotiate if this is something that you really want to do and maybe you're a little bit out of their budget. You can negotiate with something that you feel comfortable with, but, in the next episode, we'll talk about, like, profit and what you charge and how you divide that up so that you can make sure everything is covered. We'll talk about that in the next episode. So I'm gonna say peace out right now because we're at 19 minutes. I will see you next time. Again, like and subscribe if I can find my little mouse here. Um, on YouTube, I would love to hear your comments about what you thought about this episode. Do you feel like you have a business mindset? Do you feel like you need to grow more in that area? Put that in the comments. You can also find me anywhere where you can find your podcast. I would love it if you would subscribe and also leave a review. That would be absolutely wonderful. Again, my name is Deanna, and I will see you next time where we'll talk about how you divide your money so that you can have a profit. All right, bye.